Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. What a beautiful day to be here in this space. And first and foremost, I want to just thank those who set up this space. Because when we walk in here, and those of you who are online seeing it, there's an energy that we actually emit through the cameras, but it's energy that's created when the first person walks in this space, Rand Deal, who does all of the sound. 7 a.m., he's here, rain, shine, sleet or snow, walking uphill both ways with bare feet. Rand's here, always and forever. And then others who come, Mary Kinghorn, who is there always, always. And then, Carolyn, of course, and Doug, they always are here setting up. I don't know if they ever go home, actually, the same with Rand. And then we have Carolyn, Rebecca, Sarah, John, thank you so much, and anyone else who comes in that I might have forgotten. I just want all of us to know that this place is set so that when you walk in, you can let your burden down like Reverend Masando talked about last week. Lighten your load, take my yoke. And when you walk in, you can just kind of go, right? You can do that. Also, the ministers who are here. I know Reverend Sally, you are always here with bells and bows on. And I know, and with the practitioners as well, again, there are that many more people who come and set the energy of the space. And the reason I keep bringing this up is because it relates fully into what I'm speaking today about. That we belong as family. And as family, it takes a village. And this village that is created energetically for us when we walk in is what allows us the opportunity to let go and then liven up and move through the rest of the day. And what can I even say about the band? Brian Harris, poor Brian has to deal with me, like, what do you want to do, Barb? And of course, my ideas. I'm all rock and roll, right? So I call my good friend Iris Harris and I go, we belong as family. What's a good song? And she's like, boom, right away she comes up with one. So I send it to Brian. Well, what else do you want? I have no flippin' idea. Go with it. Perfect song and perfect for you. Perfect. Brothers and sisters, Ziggy Marley, are you kidding me? Does that kind of help us even a little bit more get into the groove of what this means to be here together as family, as one? Do you feel it? And then I have to admit, with both Reverend Shannon, Reverend Masando, and then Reverend David there online, they send their energy here as well. So can you feel that? From the ground up, from the top down, out. And then singing Love and Light and Glory with all those hand movements, which I know some of you just crack up at me. That's why I'm laughing when I'm up here. Thank you for letting us do that. I know it's crazy and out there, but that's me. I'm crazy and out there sometimes. And then the energy that those of you at home send. I know you're not in this room, but I know that you are spiritually in this room with us. So thank you for your energy here from all over, because truly we belong as family. So over a couple of weeks ago, I had my booster shot for COVID, and I had a reaction to it, which, I give myself space. I watch my granddaughter on certain days of the week, and I made sure that I wasn't going to have her and didn't have her, just in case. And I think because I was the just in case, God said, great, just in case you allowed the door to be open. Guess what? You're going to go to bed tonight and you're going to wake up with a fever and a headache and just feeling like crap. And God does not disappoint. I woke up and I had a fever, and first thing, and I don't know the rest of you, but I wanted my mother. It just was one of those things. She passed away in 2010, and I can reach her through other means, right? But it was the physical touch. It's like, I want my mommy. Growing up, it was like we would sneak in the bedroom if we didn't feel well and go to her side of the bed, not my dad's, her side of the bed. and, tap her on the shoulder. And we just were embraced by that. So it's that love. I wanted that love, that just unconditional love in that moment. And I was feeling a little sad and poopy, and I got on the phone and I texted and I let minister friends of mine and spiritual individuals know that I wasn't feeling well and to hold the highest for me. Now, that's the difference with just letting anybody know who will say, oh, you poor thing, I hope you're going to be okay. That kind of feeling, oh, I hope you're going to be okay. Not the ministers and the practitioners. It's like, great, I see the highest and the best for you, and I know that God has its way through you, and it's going to move whatever, blah, 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 whatever the prayer is. And that's what I wanted. I've been in New Thought since 1989, and what I wanted was somebody to see the truth of who I was in the moment and know that I am always perfect, complete, and whole. Always, as each of us is in any given moment. So I started putting the feelers out there a little bit more as I'm laying in bed. It's like, okay, this individual, oh, they'll hold me in the light. This individual, oh, they'll hold me in the light. They'll hold me in the light. They'll hold me in the light. And eventually what I realized is that there are a lot of people in my life who will hold the light for me. And I would say it's the same with each one of you. It was as if every text I sent out or every thought I had about a person that is beloved to me in my life, it created this runway, and I was the airplane going off, and all the lights were lighting up as I was going along. Did I mention that I had a fever? Maybe I was hallucinating at the time, but I don't think so. Spirit has a way of working through individuals and working through those individuals to affect me and my life and raise that vibration. But in those moments, I felt the closest to Spirit, closer to divine than I had in a while. Because I couldn't get out of bed and do what I would normally do or start the day or turn on anything, the news or whatever. I just was there in the fever, in the heat, and so happy inside, so connected with each and every one. So that's how prayer works. We open ourselves up to allow Spirit to do Spirit's work through us in this life. We belong as family, one large family. There's nothing that truly separates us one from another. Really, there isn't. The only thing that might, if we feel separate, is our ego in our mind. That's it. But as soon as we can breathe in and go to the heart, there's one. There's only one. Low Steel, the New Thought Messengers, with the song Brothers and Sisters, some of the lyrics are this: we are all brothers and sisters. Some are black and brown, others white and light. That's all the difference I can remember. A different face, a different kind of smile. That's what we see. But this we must realize: we are all brothers and sisters. I love that. I just love that. It all sounds so wonderful, allowing us to open up our lives and, la, 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 rainbows and all that. Well, okay, what about those individuals that we really don't feel that way about? Maybe the one or two in your life, maybe. A few more, maybe. Turn on the news, oh, okay, a few more, maybe. Even some of those in our own individual blood families, I think there are times I've heard where it's like, you know what? I love you, but I just don't like you right now. You know, those individuals? Well, especially since Thanksgiving just ended, maybe many of you had an opportunity to be around individuals at a little different spiritual level than you feel right now. Yeah, no, maybe, yeah. Well, what I do know and what I truly believe, deep down, that each of us knows this truth: we are one. Deep down, we are one. because Spirit moves in through and as each one of us the same way as anyone else. Even those who we don't feel resonates with the light, that's not our concern. Our concern is our own individual selves coming back to the light in all of those moments where we might not feel the best and the highest, because we were created to shine God's light through us in our own individual way. We are made of the light and we are love. But sometimes when I forget this, I'll say, well, that's a bad person, whatever that means. How can they fill in the blank? How can they even be on the earth with me at this time or in my stratosphere? I'm sure I'm the only one that ever says that. But just stick with me on this. After having some of these thoughts, I feel like I'm actually going down a rabbit hole. You know, there are just some days it's like, down the hole, there she goes, bye, and I'm screaming as, the whirling around in the air, and it's like, how do I get up out of this? Who can I call? Who are my spiritual practitioners? Who is my family? Who are the ones where I feel lifted up? Michael Clark, he says this: negativity is contagious. Unhappiness is contagious. Fear is contagious. But so is happiness. So is optimism. So is love. Surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you and strive to be a reflection of what you want to receive. You get that? All of that stuff is contagious, but so is love and peace and joy and connection and rainbows and unicorns. There's that other stuff too, but I truly believe that as we remember that we are brothers and sisters in each and every way, that our eyes will raise up, our backs will straighten, and we will feel more open in the world to accept the love that's coming towards us and to give the love that we have to give. So stand up, recognize that. We are all brothers and sisters. We are as family. Let me go back to the fact that we are all love, that we have been created by all that is, was, and ever will be in this universe, and that we're a reflection of that love in our own individual, unique way. As soon as we're born and we come out of the womb, I know I'm not going to get into the details at all, really, but you guys, you get the gist. So we come out, there is someone there always who will love us unconditionally, whether it's a doctor, a nurse, a parent, a sibling, whomever. Because how can you not fall in love and give unconditional love to this infant that's right out of the womb, right from the divine, closest to spirit in physical form than anyone in that moment? Always right there. How can you not love that? Well, this is a love that emanates through, and if we can just get a glimpse again of that, of what it's like to be that child, to come out with those eyes of like, what the hell am I doing out here in all this light? Or heck, sorry. That's just me. The Spirit took me over. But again, forever, we are loved. We are part of love. We give love. We receive love. And then the times that I move out of that space of always feeling love and not presenting myself in the best way and showing love, I have to remind myself other people do that too. I need to give other people a pass, like I give myself a pass sometimes. I just have to remember when I'm in those spaces not to go out on the road. So if you see me, just stay away. So make an effort then to show up as love always and to surround yourself with people who can do the same for you, to be that space of love. Tony Robbins said this: change your life by consciously choosing who you surround yourself with. Build your inner circle with people who lift you up, lend you knowledge, and help you learn. Fill your life with people who will never let you settle for less than you can be, do, or give, and you will have the greatest gift that anyone can hope for. Is it that hard to do? We belong as family, so choose wisely. It's okay to purge those out of your life who want to take you down a flippin' rabbit hole. It really is okay to purge those individuals out of your life, even though they too are love. It's just in that moment there may not be that resonance, and maybe you want to show love daily and an individual around you doesn't. That's okay. I want to be with love. I want to be around people who are in that space of love. So love those others from afar, and just know you don't have to go and be with them down there rabbit hole, and you can be the individual that takes your love from here and embraces them. You all know how to do that, is take your energy out, allow it to move through you to embrace others. You don't have to be in the same room with somebody and you can embrace somebody energetically. We all know how to do that. So see those individuals for who they truly are. Divine face of God. You are the face of God. Well, do you want to know a great way to see how easy it is to decide to move towards love? You do, right? Watch a child. So many of you know I have a 2-year-old granddaughter who, of course, is a huge life in my life, a light in my life. Well, you knew what I meant. What is not to love? Isn't she squishable? What is not to love? Well, I got to go with her recently to this little gym, and my son was out. Actually, I was actually standing out in the waiting area, and it's one whole wall is all window, and so Quinn could see me out there, and she wanted me to be in with her, so we switched, and I sat, and all the parents or grandparents, whoever's there, sits on the floor as a safe place for their child, the child to come to. And at the very end of class, the teacher brings out bubbles. Okay, I don't know how you are with bubbles. I'm excited with bubbles, but 2-year-olds, oh my gosh, they scream at the top of their lungs, and they're running around. And Quinn went right up in front of the teacher and was trying to pop these bubbles on the ground. Well, another little one was doing the same, and of course, they're just watching the bubbles. They're not watching anything else in their space, right? So she comes and plows right into the back of Quinn, and Quinn falls over. And she just kind of stops and looks up, backs up a little bit, and is watching what's going on. And then another little girl, in all of her excitement, comes right up to Quinn, like this far from her face, and starts screaming with excitement, because that's little kids. And Quinn was like, whoa, you're way totally in my space. And she came over and sat in the circle of my loving arms and leg. And I noticed that she wasn't the only one doing that, though. There were other little kids that if it was a little too much and in their face, they would go to their safe space. I mean, doesn't that make like all the sense in the world? We can learn so much from children. You know, they didn't choose to fight or even scream back. They chose to give themselves a timeout until they felt comfortable to come forward and to be part of that energy again. Oh, to be like children in that full-on joy. In Matthew, we read, "At that time the disciples came to Jesus saying, 'Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?' And calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them and said, 'Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.'" Oh, to be like a child. Entering the kingdom of heaven means in this moment, right now. It's not some place up in the sky in a long time from now. It's right now. To be like children right now in this kingdom of heaven that we create. How do we create the heaven? By being open. By leaving others behind who are not necessarily there for our best and our highest. Not only being there in that way, but being there for others as well. When we need to, taking a time out. It's okay to take a time out. It doesn't only happen when we're little. We can even take naps. Did you know that? We can even take naps. I love it. I do that now. So be like children. Be like that child. If you're assess your situation, take a time out if you need to, diffuse any of the negative energy that you may have felt, and then enter back into the kingdom of heaven. And if you really need to, this was one of the things I was looking forward to in having a grandchild, is that, and I know I didn't have to wait. I know I didn't have to. But I felt like as an adult, I really needed to wait until I had boots and a coat and a 2-year-old before I started running around in puddles again. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to wait. Buy a pair of boots, get some rain pants and a rain. We have so much rain here in Oregon, there's plenty of opportunity to run around in puddles. And it is so fun. The sound of the puddles when you stamp in them, oh, if you don't know it, you have to go try. You really have to try. I think some people, when my granddaughter and I are doing that, they turn around and look. And some of them turn around and it's like, I wish I were doing that with you. I want to do that. Okay, so that's everybody's assignment this week. You're going to go get rain boots and a rain slicker, rain pants, and I'm sure it'll rain this week. Who knows? It will someday. And so when it does, go out and jump in the puddles. And yes, it can be difficult in the world that we see today. But it is our responsibility and our right to shine our light in every way that we can, to do good and to be good, because we belong as family. L.R. Noce said this, "Don't be dismayed by the brokenness in this world. All things break, and all things can be mended, not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go. Love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you." Does that give you goosebumps? I'm totally goosebumped all over. I love it. Go intentionally. Love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. Does that, you have masks on. I can't tell if you're smiling, but that makes me smile. Go like this if you're everybody's smiling in this room. Okay. Yeah. So don't hide your capacity to show love, to be love. If you're having trouble, reach out to someone in your circle of support. Do your own work. Get back on the track of love. Always know that wherever you are in the midst of your sisters and brothers on this path of life. We belong as family.